Hey everyone, it's Bob Crossan. I'm the editorial director for the Endeavor Business Media Water Group, and I'm joined today by Scott Warner. He is National Sales Manager for Aerzen Rental Solutions. Thanks so much for talking with us here at WEFTEC, Scott.
Yeah, thanks Bob. Good to be here and appreciate the time.
Yeah, so last time we talked to you, we talked a lot about rental solutions, Aerzen Rental Solutions. Could you tell us what's new, what's going on this year?
Yeah, so I think the last time we talked in Chicago, maybe even last year, we were talking about the prospect of adding some aeration grids to our rental portfolio, diffused aeration grids. Since that time, we've actually done that. So we've gone out and built some portable and modular aeration grids that can be deployed on an emergency basis or planned use basis. And we're actively renting those coarse bubble and fine bubble versions.
Cool. So could you tell me a little bit about that technology? Like what is an aeration grid for people who may not be familiar?
So the aeration grid is really just an offtake of the diffused aeration systems that any normal wastewater basin would have. What we've done is rentalize them and put them in a modular fashion that can be delivered into an aeration basin very quickly in an operating tank that doesn't need to be drained or modified in any way. So we've really taken the nuts and bolts of the industry's diffusers and aeration systems and packaged those into a pretty compact and deliverable unit. We can take those and we can deploy as many as needed for any variety or specific plant situation. So we can deliver as many as one or deliver 10 depending on the need for air in an aeration basin. The other thing that we've done is obviously you're going to drop an aeration grid into the bottom of a wastewater tank, but you also have to have a way to get the air from the blowers into that tank. So we're also inventorying things like air distribution headers and air hose to get from the blowers or aeration header to the actual grids in the bottom of the tank as well.
Yeah. So how does this integrate then with all the other stuff that you have going on? Obviously aeration and blowers are a big part of Aerzen's product category. How do these integrate? Can they integrate? What does it mean for someone who has existing blowers, might be interested? How does that work?
Yeah, it's a good question. And what I would say is it really varies depending on the need of whatever plant we're working at. Rental situations arise for a variety of different needs from different customers. You have your supplemental air situations where maybe there's a seasonal need for greater volumes of air in an aeration basin. There could be obviously equipment failure, fouled diffusers in an aeration basin, or you could have maintenance situations where a plant needs to do massive upgrades to a wastewater basin, and in the meantime they need to go install a completely temporary wastewater system. In each of those cases they require very different scopes of equipment.
Yeah.
And what we've done is set up so that we can utilize, for example, let's say a plant just has fouled or failed existing aeration diffusers. We can come in with just the aeration grids and our distribution manifolds and air headers, and we can connect into their existing air distribution system. So we can utilize existing air from their own installed blowers. But there are other cases where, in the case of a plant upgrade where the blowers don't already exist for that, we can utilize our existing fleet of aeration blowers and couple those with piping and electrical cable and the aeration grids to really deliver a full solution.
Yeah. Now, the last thing I wanted to ask you about, which is some more exciting news that's coming up here soon for you. You have a new rental depot that you guys are opening. Yeah. Could you talk to us a little bit about that and what that means for your customers? Yeah,
so just very recently, we've noticed that there's a need on the West Coast for our equipment, and unfortunately, we're set up to deliver 24/7 on an emergency basis, but right now our business was set up out of Atlanta, Georgia. So you could be looking at 2 to 4 days time driving to get equipment to somebody in need. So we've taken the initiative. This month we're going to open a brick and mortar facility in Phoenix, Arizona, where we'll look to serve the West Coast of the United States.
That's fabulous. Well, thanks so much, Scott. It's great to talk to you again and see where things are going with Aerzen Rental Solutions.
Great.
And for everyone who's watching, check out our video description below. We'll have some links to some Aerzen content down there as well.